Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 4 of ScotchNow featuring Mike Skoddow. So, we're
Hello.
super happy to have you here. Yes, say hello,
Yeah.
Mike, to
Hello.
everybody. And it's truly an honor to have you start your day early with us. And it's actually really cool too, because this is one of the first times that I've got where, it's 10 o'clock right now, my time. So it's actually appropriate to do a Scotch review. And I hear you've got your own drink as well. So why don't you go ahead
Yeah.
and start yours while I open mine? And I understand there may be a screen share, first one in Scotch Now history, to cover it. So, oh, and also before we fully get going, I want to just say hi, Kayla. Hi, Kaden. See, I do have the glasses on. I just recently got glasses, so they're on. But with these headset, they're going to hurt, so I'm taking them off. But I did it.
Mm.
There, mission accomplished to the 11 and 7-year-old. Okay, over to you, Mike.
Yeah. Thanks for having me in your live stream. It's an honor for me. And yeah, you mentioned it. On my side, it's 7 a.m. and on your side, it is 10 p.m., right?
That's right, 10 p.m.
Oh,
Yeah,
over the whole earth, we have a meeting here.
that's right.
Yeah. I don't drink alcohol at all. My I drink coffee, of course. No, this is so my kick for the day. But the whole day I drinking this one here. So
Mm-hmm.
it seems to look like pure water, but drinking pure water was always a problem for me all my time. So and now I'm drinking water with a syrup of elderberry flowers, and
Oh,
I'm gathering this by myself. This is a kind of hobby. I'm gathering a lot of wild fruits and process them to any products. And elderberry syrup is one of these products. I boil about 20 liters a year, and then I can drink of it over the whole year. And I fill this in these kind of bottles here, and then
yeah.
I add this. So this is my way to get enough water all the day. Previously, it was a problem.
Oh, and you just won't drink water by itself? Is that?
It's too boring. Maybe in some years I can
It's
get rid
too.
of the syrup thing, and then
Okay. No, that's fine.
I drink pure water. Let's see.
Okay. So, can you describe what it tastes like then?
Pretty sweet, and it has this individual taste of elderberry flowers. I cannot explain this. It's something like
Hmm.
I got addicted. No, it's so tasteful. I cannot stop drinking this all the
Interesting.
day. So
All right, I'll have to see if I can find some.
mm,
Okay, this is the bottle of scotch I am drinking is a Glenfiddich single malt. It's the original 12, they call it. So this is their standard one. It's been around for a while. Uh, And while it's a standard scotch, this is not a standard bottle. This was gifted to me. Thank you to the CMA expert programs team, Julian, Amanda, and and Jenna, who gave me this bottle in London when I went to the CMA kickoff earlier this year at the end of January. So thanks so much. So again, I'm just gonna put it away. But look, open a new one, used a gift. This was a gift. Please don't send any bottles of scotch to my place because I have plenty. I have so much, plenty. Thank you. Thank you for thinking of it though. Okay, so
so just
yeah,
I'm
it's
curious.
strong.
I
Go
said
ahead.
I don't drink alcohol. But
Hmm.
the case before I of course tasted some alcohol, especially some whiskey. Is it similar to whiskey Scotch or is it different?
Yes. So scotch and whiskey are essentially the same thing. In order to
Ah,
be called scotch, you have to be made in Scotland.
ah,
So they're all in the same family, and I'm sure there's more technical stuff like that. I'm sure I'll get a ping or an email about what I just described there. But it's I enjoy Canadian whiskey as well,
mhm.
but Scotch for me is the best. So let's
Yeah.
do the second one. All right, you can smell right away. I mean, it's how much percent is this one? Right, you have to put it on 41 or 40. So yeah, it's quite strong but good. You can feel the makes your lips tingle and
Mm.
your tongue tingle a bit when you do it, but quite lovely. Really enjoy it. So once again, thank you for the kind, thoughtful gift. And now you've all been featured, and I'll have to tag you on this. So All right, let's dive on in. So why don't you tell me a bit about your ServiceNow journey, Mike?
Yeah, my ServiceNow journey is lasting now for over 5 years, I think. 5 years about, yeah. Um, I came accidentally across this topic in my previous company when there was a lack of projects, and I was struggling to find a new topic. And I saw in my company there was a man who tried to establish ServiceNow as a topic. I asked him whether he needs somebody, and he was really glad to get somebody with so like architectural skills. And this was short before the pandemic came. And looking back, I think the pandemic was a fortune for me because it gave me the time to dive deeper into this topic. No, there were no projects anymore, and I was sitting in my office, had enough time, and so I could really deal with the topic and grow and learn ServiceNow. So this is how it started, and then yeah, I
Wow.
got I was on fire. I
Right.
stumbled into this universe, and therefore this is my background. Since then, I love this metaphor of a universe. I stumbled in, and since then I'm traveling and having advantages in this universe of ServiceNow.
Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying the journey so far. Really love the community. It's one of the most supportive ones in IT that I've been a part of. So thanks so much to everybody out there for supporting us as well. Now you've also kind of gone through, a bit of an advanced journey because you're a CTA. So in which year did you become a CTA?
Yeah, it was what was it 2021, I think. It was the first official class after ServiceNow pilot run, internal run they had. No, and then I saw the
Hmm.
first posts of these employees who talked about their new experience with the CTA program, and I said to my boss, "Oh, I also want to do this." So, and
Nice.
I was waiting for the opening, and then I was one of the first to apply for this, and I got the seat. I think also due to the fact it was pretty new, it was right after the pandemic or in between. I cannot remember anymore. So I was happy to get a seat, and yeah, and it was a bit different than today. If I compare the mode and the content, so they've shifted and aligned the overall program, but at the end, it's pretty much the same like
Well,
before.
I mean, now they're marked by AI though. Hey, that's what do you think about
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Right?
yeah. Of course, I think. Unfortunately, I've no one to talk about how they do it today in the last classes. How
Hmm.
much AI they are
It's
influenced by.
entirely. So I know someone that
Okay.
just recently, well, I guess not recently, probably last quarter
Mm.
of last year, attained the CTA, and the weekly exams and also the final exam was all AI marked.
Okay.
I think there was a lot of human oversight as well, right? So you
Mm.
just didn't spit out keyword, keyword, keyword in the right sequence, but it they really were surprised at how high quality the feedback was, especially
Mhm.
during the midweek presentations and stuff like that. So yeah, it's
Is is
interesting that they're evolving it.
is it right that the Capstone project is now also held in front of an AI and not anymore with an assessor? Because I
Yeah.
was for several times an assessor, and it was pretty time extensive, to sit there to answer all the questions, to give the feedback, and now they are really do this in front of an AI.
I believe so. And then I think there's assessors that kind of look at the responses from the AI and then, try to catch any anomalies and stuff
Hmm.
like that. But perhaps they'll do that with the CMA program. I mean, just like the platform evolves and just like we evolve, so do these courses.
I don't hope
So
so because CMA is very expensive. It's more expensive, no? And for all the money they should engage people with
so it
AI.
needs to be a person. Yeah, I'm paying for a person to mark me. Is that
Mm.
that's fair? Okay. But speaking of your journey, you're actually on the ServiceNow career journey page. So
Yeah,
for
this was
those of you who don't know, sorry, let me just cover what that is. For those of you who don't know what that is, if you go to now, or not even now learning, oh, almost dated myself. if you go to learning.servicenow.com, and then there's this careers journey section. Let me just share the screen here. This one. So I'm at Now Learning here, and then career journeys, and then which one you're under, the implementer?
Yeah, I think at least implementer. I haven't checked them
Yeah.
all.
Right. So if you start your career journey, this is a great way to know what you're getting in for and how long it's going to take. And then there's certain levels here, and we can see all the content. CJ and the Duke, shout out to them to check that out. That's awesome. And then subscribe. Where are you in here?
Hit
Did I
Control F.
scan
I
it out?
just look for my name. Yeah.
Oh, did I not? Did I miss it?
It should.
Yeah, it should find it.
Can you? It's
We just saw this. I swear we did.
yeah. It's there on this page. So there's one.
Oh, right. Mark. No. Yeah, it's like subscribe. Let's see. Because it's on the community. Subscribe. Maybe it's not on this specific one. Is it maybe admin?
No. Let me check this. I have it.
Sure.
I don't know why you couldn't find this. If you want me, I can share the screen.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Share. Share. So here it is.
Okay. Oh, there we are. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I wasn't scrolling down far enough.
Yeah. I someone told me, here, look, Mike, you are part here of this implementer part. I couldn't believe this, and I'm really surprised because yeah. And you asked me why I have so many followers on LinkedIn, and to be honest, I cannot explain this, but what I see that many of these followers have this kind of member of the Rise Up program or something like this, and I think they come across here and then they go here and follow me. I don't know.
No, it's awesome, and definitely a great place to learn. And I got to say that I have learned a lot from a lot of your posts. We've even got some highlighted ones that I wanted to kind of revisit with you in person, just to personally thank you on it. But I guess we've already addressed then one of my next questions, which was, how did you get over the 12,000 followers on LinkedIn? Because I know that number of followers can be pretty important to people.
Yeah, this is I think a lot about this question. So it was not done from one day to another. No? It took some years. When I entered the ServiceNow universe, I also saw that many people are engaged on LinkedIn. So therefore, I also created an account there and started just watching, but also then later posting something. And this was my second community, because not only the ServiceNow community I have, but also LinkedIn. Sometimes I have the feeling it's way more important to be there and to be visible. So this is the key. Being visible in the community, and this is the best you can be visible is being engaged on LinkedIn. This is my opinion. Of course, there are more channels like Slack or what else? Where are you engaged? Else, I don't know.
I really just do the LinkedIn, but I know that there's tons of great channels for it. So, like, which ones are you a part of? Are you part of some of these Slack ones? Like, I know of them, but.
Yeah, in Slack there are some special channels, especially for MVPs or for the knowledge which is coming.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, the MVP does
for the topic related, but it's difficult to follow the high pace in the Slack channels. It's so crazy how fast the answers are coming and the questions are coming and the answers which are given. It's hard to follow. In
yeah,
Slack.
that would be hard to keep up. Yeah. We have a couple comments. I just want to say hi, Jace. Hi, Balaji. Just said Balaji said he has it bookmarked, and He enjoys the great insights from you,
Mm.
Mike. And Jace is just saying hello. So hey, Jace. He wrote this really cool thing,
Mm.
AI in a box, and
Yeah, and maybe it's
basically
also
like that.
related.
Go ahead.
Maybe it's also related to the kind of content I provide. So, um, let's say I go really deep. No, I'm not satisfied
Mm-hmm.
with standard answers. I want to know the secret behind the scenes. So therefore, I go deep, and this is something you will not get everywhere from everyone. So therefore, maybe this is also a
Yes,
secret sauce.
and that you're, I'm glad you brought that up because it's one of the things that really had your posts stand out. Is
Mm,
sometimes you'll see, here's the answer, off you go.
mm,
Great. That's fine. Sometimes I need a quick answer and I want to get back to it. Other times I need that in-depth understanding, and all of your posts have that. So it is that deep dive, which then gives you not just the answer, but also the context on why that's the right answer. And sometimes that's the most important part for me. So let's take you back a bit, few years, to September 11th, 2022,
Okay.
in which you made a post called My Collected List of ServiceNow Tips and Tricks. So, how long had you been thinking of making this type of article? And how long do you think, like, I don't know if you ever find it, go check it out on the community and just look at the scroll bar and how
Mm,
small it is when you're at the top. But what
mm.
caused you to say, hey, I need to consolidate everything, and then how do you maintain that? Because I see you edited it today.
Um, yeah, what was the idea? It was basically for me. That's, my sister project, or my largest project in the community, is this knowledge sources to go. And also this I started for me because I needed a place where I could collect everything I have regards to pieces of knowledge. It could be
Mhm.
a link, it could be a piece of code, or anything else, an image. So in the Service Now community portal was a good place to put everything in there. So and then there was a type of piece which was too small for an individual article. It was also
Mhm.
not proper for my knowledge sources to go library. So and I was thinking how to collect this in one place because I didn't want it to create so many articles. It's always time consuming to maintain this over the years. So and I decided to put everything in one article. Why? My collection of pieces just for me. And then later I saw, okay, there's an audience for this, so I
Mhm.
redesigned everything and put more effort in it, more quality. And now I have the problem to remove pieces which are not relevant anymore, né? Because ServiceNow is
Oh,
it's crazy how much it's developing, and many topics or features are not there anymore because they are deprecated, they're
right.
disappeared from the stage. So therefore, I have to remove this. So um, whatever you are doing in the community, you should be aware of not only writing something, you also have to maintain this over the year and to make sure that the content is not outdated. Because I saw a
Mhm.
lot of complaints in the comments from other users on other articles. This is not relevant anymore. But they don't know how much time it costs to maintain this and also to review over and over again. Um, Over the time. Ne?
Yes.
For example, the recent change of ServiceNow domain for the learning portal. Ne? Previously, it was Now Learning. Now it is
Mhm.
Learning. So the URLs changed, and they also announced that maybe in the future the old links are not working anymore. So now I go through over hundreds of over 100 articles in my knowledge sources to go library to replace all the links. So it's a lot of effort.
Oh, I miss those days when the doc site used to just let you put latest instead of the version number.
Oh yeah,
And
this was such a helpful thing.
that
Yeah,
that was a lovely
yeah,
feature. Talking to anybody that's listening that works with the doc site, bring that back, please.
yeah.
Please bring. The number of times I've gone through and went halfway through, and I'm like, this doesn't. I'm like, I don't see that on the form, and then you scroll
Mm.
back up, and oh, that's on the old version, because you're
Yeah.
searching for it, and the search engine just picks that up. So
Mm.
you're approaching 12,000 posts and then have attained the rank of Terra Patron, which is one of the highest ones you can get on the community. I mean, there's a ton of badges, of course, but it looks like 4-time MVP.
Yeah,
So,
4 years, 5 MVPs. This is a bit strange for the ones who don't know the history. In the early years, at the beginning, there ServiceNow had two types of MVPs: the community MVP and the developer MVP. This was two parallel programs in ServiceNow with different program managers and teams and so on. And in one year, it was the last year they had this in parallel. I got two, the community and the MVP. So therefore, over 4 years now, I'm an MVP, but I have 5 titles because in one year I got two of them. So this is,
oh, nice. So you held
mm,
two belts at the same time.
yeah.
That's cool. You unified the titles, maybe you could say.
Mm.
That's
And not the only one.
awesome.
There were other great guys who also got this double um, title.
Hmm. So this is my first year as an MVP, thanks
Yeah,
to
congratulations.
Jason. Oh, thanks for nominating me, and then thanks to
Mm.
me for filling it out. But I guess you're an MVP as well this year. So they do some special stuff at Knowledge. You're going to Knowledge 25 this year?
Yeah, this is what I also wanted to ask you because we hadn't the chance before. No?
Yes.
Yeah, last year I wanted to go, but then due to health reasons, I had to cancel this. And
Hmm.
that year I said I will restart this without this pressure of having a session. So therefore I said I just want to visit and check
Hmm.
how it goes on, and because it's the first time I visit not only America but also in Knowledge. So therefore I'm a bit nervous. So therefore
Ooh.
I just want to be a
Well,
visitor and
yeah, then it's a great way to take it in. That's kind of how I did my first knowledge as well. And I'm very strategic, and I take breaks during stuff. So
mm,
I know I've got some friends that do straight 8 to 4 sessions, just back to back for 3 straight days, and I'm like, that's good for you. I can't process the information, so I'll pick, one session in the morning, one in the afternoon.
mm,
Sometimes not even that, and it's really focused on something that I'm trying to either learn myself for a client or just learn for myself, and then an interest. So if it's a personal interest, so I try and do one of each of those each year. The people are super friendly. There are many, and when I say many, hundreds of people in this conference you'll see standing holding a sign, ask me for help, and they will
okay.
help you. So
Ah,
it is very hard to get lost as long as you're willing to ask.
mm,
So, and they're on all the different floors. They'll say, oh, you want to go up 3 escalators to this floor and go that way. And you can check with others on the way, because sometimes, like, there's no real, it'd be really cool. Is if they had like a little map app and I could just watch my blue
mm,
dot go to the right place. But that, there's people there. So you'll have that. Don't worry if you're walking around by yourself and you get lost. You'll be
mm.
able to get right back on track right away. And then I'm not sure when the sessions open up
8th
to
of
to
April, I
book
think.
them. Oh, is it? Oh, okay. There you go.
It
So
was set in the Slack channel 8th of April, yes.
something like that. Okay, great. We
Mm.
got a couple questions, Jace. So yes, we're both going. Are you speaking? Are you allowed to say?
Now, as I
They
said,
haven't.
that
They have
no,
no.
it's too much pressure on my side. So therefore,
That's fair. I haven't publicly announced, but yes, I will be speaking at the MVP sit down with an MVP session.
ah,
So I'll post that. Don't worry. But
mm,
if you want to bump into me, we can always figure it out. Just hit me up on LinkedIn. I've got my phone on me all
mm,
the time,
yeah,
and we can connect that way. So that covers Jace's questions. Uh, I can tell you knowing who's presenting and what company they represent is really helpful to know what sessions to prioritize. Yes, definitely. You want to make sure that you get the most out of these knowledge sessions. So try to figure out the ones that interest you the most. I
mm,
love to do the round tables. I'll try and do as many round tables as I can, because that puts me into a conversation with
mhm,
actual people using it, platform owners or anything like that, and just hearing where they're at. Because sometimes I think we live in the strategy sphere and we don't hear somebody's reporting struggle. And that
Mm.
can, transform somebody's use of the platform and really their day-to-day life.
Mm.
Okay, well, that's good about knowledge. So yeah, I look forward to hope that we can grab a coffee or at least shake hands in person. But
Yeah.
that definitely want to respect where you're at for it. So you said you get up early, that you're an early bird. So
Yeah.
what makes you an early bird that gets up at 4 a.m. your time?
Um, I don't know. It was always. It's by nature. I think it's part of my DNA. I don't know. Um, in the last month, it got way harder for me to get up so early. Yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting older, but I also see that I need some recovery, and so therefore it's not that early anymore or any longer.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, I'm an early bird. I cannot work in the night. So like an owl. I don't know whether you're an owl or an mockingbird. There's
Yeah.
these type of birds. It's said we have no, we have the owls and we have the mockingbirds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the mockingbird and
You're the mockingbird. You get up early. I get up early. I'm West Coast time, but I
mm,
do a lot of East Coast client work. So my day starts usually at 5, but that's just
mm,
getting up, getting the engines running, making coffee, having a shower, etc.
mm,
And then starting at 6 a.m. Pacific,
mm,
which turns into 9 a.m. Eastern.
mm,
One of the challenges I face with that, though, is that sometimes it starts ending up being 6 a.m. Pacific to 5 p.m. Pacific, because then people on the West Coast are like, "Oh, we see that you're still active. Can you hop on this call real quick?" Yep. But as a
mm.
contractor, every hour is billable, so I'm grateful for
Yeah, in
that.
our global world of working, we
Mm-hmm.
have this issue with time zones, no? Especially if you are working in a large company which has teams all over the world. You have
Yep.
to deal with this time zone issues all the time. So it's
Definitely. Yeah. I started my week on Monday. I had to get up an hour early. So I got up at 4 for a 5 a.m. meeting because it was with someone in your neck of the woods across the pond.
hmm.
Yeah. Oh, Jace is hoping to meet up. Yeah. So the most important thing to him at Knowledge is the interaction. So he's looking forward to connect. Yeah. I hope to see you too, Jace. Looking forward to it, buddy. So, okay. Let's kind of dive a little deeper into Mike the person, and
Mhm.
let's see if we can get you to open up just a little bit. But don't feel that you are pressured to share anything. But in some of the discussions we had setting the podcast up, you had mentioned that you had overcome a challenge or a struggle during your career, and I was wondering if you'd be willing to discuss it a bit.
Um, yeah, I think I in one of the previous interviews I had with other guys, I already explained my largest struggle was doing the CTA training. Um, so you have to know that I'm more an introverted person. No, it's like as it is, and this CTA training was a complete new experience. So I can remember, this is more a funny thing, the first session, the kickoff session. I was entering the Zoom meeting, and then I said, "What? I'm wrong here because this cannot be true." I saw the studio of what was the name? Oh, I forgot it. Sorry. The facilitator of this day, and it was a science fiction like studio with a cat in the background. And I said, what the hell? So I stepped out, I checked my appointment again, and then I stepped in. And yeah, it was this meeting. So, and this was a complete new experience because previously I only had these trainings. These trainings, you go through your tasks and you read something, make your labs. And this CTA was a complete new approach. And I had to really get used to this kind of conversation
Mhm.
topics. Now you are a member of a cohort, you meet one time a week and you discuss so much. And this was okay for me. This is something I could bear. But then the more critical tasks were about recording myself. You have to record
Mhm.
yourself, give any presentation to the camera, record, and I did this over and over again. I can remember, and where I recorded dozens of times during a night because I was not
Oh,
satisfied. And
yes.
um, but the largest challenge was then on the Friday session when all come together, and in the first weeks we had to prepare a presentation because in the
Mhm.
CTA you learn present something, and I was really afraid of doing this in front of the camera. It was a virtual scenario where all the members from, let's say, all over the world came together. I think 60 or so for a class. And then
Mhm.
I started, and after some minute, I got a panic attack. I couldn't talk
Okay.
anymore. I had to drink something, and I was calmed by the facilitator, Sean. It was Sean. And then I
Mhm.
finished this, and yeah, this is we say in Germany, this is like jumping into the cold water, and to learn swimming. This was my
Yep.
my day where I learned swimming, and since then I'm not afraid anymore to sit in front of such a camera like here, to stare onto this light here on the top of my notebook screen and to talk
Right.
somebody. But before it was really hard for me.
I can understand that completely. It was a large journey for me. When I joined into the CMA program, I did have a lot of public speaking experience already, so that part was okay. For my struggles with it was just not feeling like I belonged there. And when I say that, it's not because they weren't welcoming. It was because I just didn't feel good enough. I was with some of the best and the brightest minds in the industry, and maybe you felt the same way as well with the CTA thing.
Mm.
But then, we got to know each other. And over the course of that kickoff week, I kind of understood that some people felt comfortable on the technology stuff and not the presenting. So we all had unique backgrounds with different skill sets. But if I go even further back to when I had first started Magic, I used to have super, super sweaty hands, and I
Mm.
would get these shakes before I would go up and try and ask somebody in a mall if they wanted to see a free trick. And in
Mm.
some cases, I chickened out even before asking them, but I wanted to do it more than I wanted to be afraid of it. So, it did force me out of that shell and got me into a place where eventually I can just walk up, and if they say no, okay, great, next person, and do that. So I'm glad to hear you were able to overcome that challenge of being a bit of an introvert with it, and and that it pushed you not just professionally but also personally. That's great to hear.
Yeah, this was my greatest learning from this CTA training. Yep. As I said,
Mhm.
in this CTA training, you learn um, basically to present something, to
Mhm.
discuss and to propagate the value of the platform. This is what
Yep.
you learn.
Mhm.
When I started the training, and many have this misunderstanding when they started training, because this T in the CTA, technical, makes you think that you will learn a lot of technical things. But what most of the people out there are surprised about
Mhm.
is that you will never open a ServiceNow instance during the whole training.
That's
Never.
right. A lot of PowerPoint though. You open a lot of,
Yes.
but it's necessary, and the same is for CMA, right? It
Yeah.
is, you review the courses, you review the products. People come in that are either built it themselves or are currently owning it and discuss the roadmap and the value generated from things like that. So it is about being able to understand how to align certain outcomes to the platform, and then how to communicate, like you said, that value to the customer or to the implementer or to whomever you need to, so that they can deliver the outcomes they need through ServiceNow. But you mentioned earlier, oh, sorry, finish, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say that this is something I really have to learn. This propagating of the value of the platform. I know we had this topic a lot during the CTA training, and but I'm more the technical oriented guy. No?
Mm-hmm.
As I said, I go deep. I cannot stop implementing and going through the logs and try something out with my fingers, and this to learn to talk on this level. No? This is something I still have to learn. I really like your previous sessions when you had some other CMAs in in your room, and when you are talking about this high level topics, no, this is also important and required if you want to talk to a CTO or something like this.
Yeah, I mean, the adjusting the discussion and the viewpoint. You know, are we 10,000 feet? Are we 1,000? Are we
Mm.
right down into the grass? Is needed to be to effectively communicate to your audience. And I too love doing deep dives into things that are super technical, which is just because I've been. I'll date myself here, but my first programming language was BASIC on a
Mm.
monochrome green and white little terminal that
Yeah.
when you turned it off, everything was wiped. No hard drive on it.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, just say hello. Jason said, good job
Oh, Kevin
about
Clark. Oh,
overcoming that.
Kevin,
Kevin Clark, yes.
we really have Kevin Clark in the room. Oh, this is so
Oh,
cool
we
because
do.
do you know why? Sorry for interrupting you, but I'm so happy
No,
because I wanted to thank you for something he did, and this was one of the
go ahead.
greatest moments. So let me share my screen.
Sure.
Fenster and where was
There we
it?
go.
So Kevin has this online shop where you
Oh,
can.
that's the Kevin Clark that does the cards. So
Yeah, I hope
cool.
so because I just saw the name. And when
Yeah.
he built these cards 1 year ago, and I wasn't aware that he also included me here in his card deck, and
Yeah.
he named
It
me
is
the
him.
Shadow. And
Yeah.
I was thinking a lot about this, but at the end, I'm really happy because this is my nature. I'm more the shadow, no? Behind the scenes, working behind the scenes. I'm not this front man, no? Like you, no? With
Oh,
such a
I don't
show.
know about that. You've got 11,000 posts. You're pretty out there now. But
Yeah, but this
anyway,
is not
yes,
the number of
you like the
posts.
show.
It's not the number of posts, it's the way how you present yourself. And as I said, I'm more the
Oh,
introvert
thanks.
person. And this
Yeah.
is really matching my nature. And I cannot
Mm-hmm.
understand how Kevin was able to transfer this to a figure here. So this was really crazy.
Right. Yeah. He's saying, "Oh my God, the Kevin Clark." Right. It totally is, though. That's awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah, I definitely want to purchase a couple of those decks. I was hoping to make a post about it, but now since he's here, Kevin, I'm going to contact you out. I hope are you coming to Knowledge? I hope so. And if so, then I'm going to meet up and I want to grab one, at least one of all the decks that you have, please. It's kind of I need to, as a magician, I got to collect them all.
Hmm.
So we have a bit another thing in common, and that's my last name is of German heritage, and you're
Hmm.
currently in Germany. So go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. As I already said before, um, before we met in person here for this stream, I was thinking, oh, Chris Schuh is maybe living in any of the German-speaking countries like Germany, Austria, or Switzerland. And then you said 9 hours back, and I thought, well, 9 hours? This is in America, and yeah. And
Yep.
then I was asking, how do you come to your name, Schuh? This is the German. It's a
Yeah, it's
German
the
word.
German word for actual shoe, SHOE, that you wear on your
Hmm.
foot. So definitely heard almost all of the jokes tied to that growing up.
Hmm.
In fact, that was ended up becoming just my moniker or my name in school. There was in grade 6, there was four Christophers, which was a popular name at the time, and two
Hmm.
Chris S's. So I just became Shoe from grade 6 on, which was
Hmm.
fine. Kevin's not coming, sadly, but we'll
Hmm.
definitely connect then and find the decks and post them on the link here, and you all should pick some up, and I'll grab some as well. Sorry, I say it's a thumbs up, not coming to Knowledge, sadly, but there's no like
Hmm.
acknowledgement plus
It's
sad
a
face
pity,
or I
yes.
don't.
Yeah.
There's no appropriate emoji to capture that one. But yeah, there's stores in Germany with my last name on them, and we're not heirs to any of that fortune, or if there is a fortune or not, but it is a fun thing. And when we were in London at uh, the end of January, yeah, the end of January already, and that's when I got that bottle of scotch from earlier in the episode. We ran across the storefront with it, and
Hmm.
I did nab a picture, but usually we
Hmm.
just keep the pictures for ourselves.
And did you buy
Okay.
something? in the
No, it
store?
was closed. It was at night.
Ah,
That we had went to the first place that had ever created fish and chips, and had some fish and chips there. So we try and do some fun stuff
oh,
local. Yeah, right. It's like been there
fish
since
and chips in
1700s.
Germany. Oh, that's crazy.
No. I'm in London. In
Ah,
London.
in London. Okay.
Yeah, no. Oh well, German food. Geez, I mean, I miss Nifla. My grandma used to make Nifla all the time from
Hmm.
scratch. That was my one of my favorite things. But a great schnitzel. Oh,
Hmm.
hard to
Yeah,
hard
basically,
to
it's not German.
emulate.
It comes from Austria. And
Yeah, schnitzel is
original Schnitzel. No?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
then what's some good German food if I ever make my
Uh,
way over there?
then I hope you. I was hoping you don't ask me this question because,
Oh,
yeah, hmm, I I don't know what I should say because I'm a vegetarian, so therefore all the meat-related foods which are maybe familiar in the world, no, related to Germany is
no,
not
that's
nothing
fine.
I would eat.
There are billions
Um,
of vegetarians out there, so
hmm.
billions. Yeah,
we have something I don't know what is the right English translation. Bratwurst. No, this is
bratwurst. Yeah,
I don't know what is the
yeah. We
English
have
term
bratwurst
means.
here. Yeah,
Bratwurst. Ah, okay. Oh,
yeah.
this is maybe this is really
But that's meat, right?
this is meat. Yes, it's a
Yeah.
kind of
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
cooked meat, and
Yeah,
then
that's right.
on a grill or in a
Yeah,
pan. Yes, fried in a pan. Yes.
nice. Oh,
So
okay.
this is
So
pretty
Jace
familiar
is
in the world.
saying, yeah,
Yeah.
Jace is saying if you want to know who will be there and is on deck, he links to it on his knowledge tracker. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should do a K25 coupon code. I'll chip in for your ticket if you want to come. Excuse me. So, we've covered a bunch of stuff. It's been great so far. Are there any tips and tricks you would have for, and I'm going to go through a few different stages in the journey that I am.
Mhm.
So, what would you recommend somebody does before they sign up for next gen?
Before they sign up for the next gen,
Yeah.
it's difficult because I'm often asked in LinkedIn, and I don't know whether you have the same questions or DMs.
Mm-hmm.
Something like, "Hello, Mike. Just started my journey in ServiceNow. I made all these trainings, and now I'm struggling to get a job, or and something like this." And
Mm-hmm.
it's really time consuming to answer this. I often, but when I have the time, I answer something like, basically everything is there in LinkedIn. This is your stage. You just have to step into the
Mm-hmm.
light and to present something, build something, create something, provide any value, find a niche no one else
Mm-hmm.
has covered so far, and then start building your brand, not building a brand. And this is not related to ServiceNow. This is related to any technology we have,
Yeah.
and you want to start in. So I'm thinking, what is missing here? What kind of skill is missing here for these people that they are not able to jump onto this train, onto this skill train, or to this brand train? Yeah, I would like to help, but I don't know how. This is my struggle. I always have.
Yeah, that is tough. And I know that some people are trying to do real world projects to gain that experience. Things like that are always great. I'm kind of looking at that as well, going through and basically just giving an XML drop of stories is kind of what it'll be, type of a
But
thing, and
coming
often
back
go
to
to
your
try and build.
question,
Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
coming back to your question, what I would recommend is, yeah, build something, and post about what you have built. This is, and to be honest, this is something many have learned. You can see a lot of posts nowadays in LinkedIn when somebody is doing a kind of screen sharing or recording with some seconds or a minute when they explain, I've built this, and this is great. And also postings, whatever you are liking, doing such live streams, YouTube channels, articles, postings, answering questions in the community. There are so many ways you can learn and expose yourself as an expert. But you just have to start. You have to make the first step, as they say in China. For
Yep.
for every journey, you have to make the first step. So this is for me. Maybe it was easier than for other people in the world. I don't know, but the first step is something everyone has to do himself. No, I cannot push somebody.
Yeah. And that first step doesn't have to be in the perfect direction. It just has
Mm,
to be heading there with the goal. I look back, who was I talking to? One of the first, oh yeah, one of the first architects that gave me my first architect role. And he, he really supported and believed in me. And, we were just discussing some of the past stuff that I'd built and written. Now if I
mm,
go back and look at it, you're always going to be horrified if you look at what you wrote, 3 or 4 years ago. But that is not a representation of, oh, I was terrible at it 3 years ago. It's a marker of how far you've come since then.
mm,
So doing something is always better than nothing when you're trying to build this career and things like that. If you've already got a job, listen to your leaders, follow their tech guidance, all that stuff.
mm,
But if you're building on your own, just get out there and get your hands dirty and start getting stuff done. And sometimes you tear it down and you start over because you get all the way up here. And then, oh, now I'm painted into a corner and I can't get out. So you tear it down and start over again. And even those times you're in that corner and you're stuck, you're still learning because you've learned, oh, how did I get there? Take those lessons out, forgive yourself, learn, move on.
mm. Exactly. Yeah, and don't be afraid of the feedback in LinkedIn. It can sometimes it can be harsh, but you learn something.
Yeah.
I had also to learn this. When I started my first postings, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go back and have a look on them. So,
Well, that's funny because now we're going to do just that. There's an
oh,
old post that you did.
mm,
It was back, oh, I don't even know when it was done. Anyway, you had said these days, oh, about a year ago. Yeah, it says these days it seems that just being expert in hashtag service now is no longer enough. It can
mm,
help if you still have amazing magic tricks up your sleeve, like, and you tag me, or know the best way to talk to ducks. You tag Service Ducks podcast,
mm.
and music for ServiceNow is always well received. And you tag Anders
Mm.
Figgenschow. I always struggle with his name. He's
I
super
don't
sweet
know. I
guy.
have to ask
Super
him.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He's created SN Utils, something that
Mm.
I just installed today on a new laptop. And then you concluded with, so what can I offer? How about taming ACL fleas?
Yeah.
And I came across, I saw that because you're when you had posted this, I was just kind of starting my day, and then I'm like, oh my god, what is my online brand looking like? If I hope I was not making people feel that way. So what inspired that post?
I don't know anymore.
That's a year ago.
Sometimes I get this idea in really unexpected situations. This under the shower or something like
Yeah.
this. And I just was looking for a new idea to become more visible. No? There are thousands of posts in LinkedIn in the community, so you
hmm
have to do something to get better visible, no? To stay on top. As an
Yeah.
MVP, you need more content, better content, something which is shining. No? I always say, and I don't know. It was something I was dealing at the moment in my project, and I tried to combine this anyhow
hmm
with a good teaser, something which is interesting, although the topic itself is really boring and not, not many like ACLs and ServiceNow. It's really hard, I admit, and I learn every day new things about ACLs. This is crazy. So I
Yeah.
combined this.
Deny ACLs has changed my ACL game entirely,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
from a performance perspective. You did get a couple good comments. I commented myself saying, things like you're certainly enough, and one of the posters that I turn to, and often I'm coming across stuff just searching for a solution, and it's like, oh well, if Mike says it, I stop searching.
Okay.
But
You shouldn't.
provided
You
it's
shouldn't.
provided it's within a couple of years, right? Because
Mm,
sometimes then I'll cross reference the stuff. But
Mm.
usually the frameworks you give are so sound that it, even if the technology is slightly changed, I can do that. And Anders also said that you're the expert that the other experts turn to, and that's true. So I hope that that you don't feel you need to do the magic tricks and stuff like that, or be a
No.
service duck. Yeah. SN Utils would be great if anybody could write that, right? But there's only one person I know that could.
Yeah, it's right. But I think it was built by Arnold Coy, if the pronunciation is right.
Was it? Oh yeah, you're right. I'm
Anders
sorry.
is
You're absolutely right.
Anders
I'm sorry,
is the
Anud.
musician. He is building, he's
Oh,
creating these songs, and I really have to ask him how
Anders,
he's
yes.
doing this. This is so crazy.
He's the
These
music.
songs.
You're right. Well,
Yeah.
now when I see Arnud, he's gonna. Sorry, I guess I owe you a drink, Arnud. Sorry. Damn it. All right.
Hmm.
Well, see, we all make mistakes, and that one was mine.
No, no problem.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Kevin loves his obscure ACLs like report view and UX route. Yeah.
Oh,
The troubleshooting of the report view one is the one that I always seem to remember last to check for. But definitely to go out and check out those deny unless. They run before allow if. And,
hmm.
I was recently working with a customer and they want to make the CMDB read only for certain,
Okay.
unless you had certain roles. The original architecture they had a ton of ACL customizations, and we were able to
Hmm.
do it in 3 new ACLs in like 20 minutes
Okay.
with deny unless. So, and if you don't meet the deny unless criteria and you fail it and you're denied, it doesn't even run the other stuff.
Hmm.
So you can get huge performance gains too on that. And that's another tool to help get rid of those ACL fleas. So you've come up with some of these interesting posts too, like, how do you get rid of the fleas and things like that? And that's also to help drive the engagement in the content. Is that what I'm
Hmm.
understanding?
Yeah, the idea of these 3 articles I wrote about this topic was how to manage ACLs and document them, because this is my largest struggle in this project. There were so many ACLs, and I lost the overview. Which ACL is really
Mm-hmm.
working and which are skipped and so on. And um, so I was looking for a way to do this to understand the complexity of ACL. So, and my favorite documentation tool is Confluence. This is what I'm using since 18 years or so. And I was playing around with the possibilities I have in Confluence, and then I started doing this in my project. And then I thought, okay, basically, this is a good idea also to write something in the community. No, as an MVP, you have to write something. You cannot stop doing what, no, because then you are not an MVP anymore. So you need some
Really?
more ideas. But you do a lot. You have your live stream here. This is
Oh, okay. So this counts. All right.
nowadays, in the early years of the MVP program, they were looking at the given answers in the community and the number of posts. So this was really
Mm-hmm.
restricted to the community, or maybe what you have done regarding developing. Therefore, the separation between community and developer MVPs. Nowadays, they have
That makes
broadened
sense.
their criteria, and they include everything you are doing in the universe, no? Like YouTube channels, presenting
Hmm.
something, or developer meetups. No? So everyone
Yes.
found a niche, and this is cool because, no, due to this large diversity, we have more people, more individuals now in the MVP cohort.
Yeah. And when the one boat rises, they all rise, right? So
Hmm.
definitely. Well, we're almost at time. Did you have anything else that you wanted to bring up, to talk, ask me anything?
No, not really. If you want me to meet at the knowledge, please reach out to
Yes.
me or look for me. And not only me and you. No, I know that we want to meet us, and I think we will, because, no, we will have some
Mhm.
some common program there. But anyone else here in the room who wants to meet me there, please DM me, and then we will find the time.
So DM on LinkedIn, is that your
Yeah,
preference
on
for
LinkedIn
mode of
especially. This is
contact?
my main channel. I have not the time to play for in all the channels. Sometimes I'm also in
Yeah.
Slack, but more is not possible for me.
Well, yeah, Slack is like just a stream of
Yeah,
text
thousands of.
sometimes for me, and yeah, and
um,
I can get overwhelmed from it. So I know some people that process it like, I'll date
mm,
myself here, but like Neo in the Matrix, just watching the code fall out. I'm like, that's good for you.
yeah.
but I'll never be able to do that. Well, Mike, this has been truly an honor. You've always been a huge inspiration to me, and I've always looked to a lot of your posts and a lot of your thoughts. So I hope you know that you're appreciated by not just myself, but the community as a whole, and that you're really driving this whole thing forward for everybody. And you've really encouraged a lot of people to grow in their ServiceNow journey. So I just want to say thank you again so much for joining me, for all that you do, and I really, really appreciate it all. So,
Yeah,
did you
I
have
have to
anything
thank
else?
to having me here. It was a great session. It was great to have you to meet you in person and to see you in action. And I
Ah,
promise I will
yeah.
follow your later sessions you will have either.
Yeah, we'll continue to do more of the episodes and stuff like that for the CMA things, and also for
Mm,
this one, which was, a brainchild of mine. Last year, I was doing the career podcast once. I just didn't have time to do
mm.
Scotch now, but yeah, now I get to do that because both those people from those podcasts, Azim and Sarah, both got jobs. So okay, well,
Yeah,
thanks again, Mike. Really appreciate it. I hope you have a lovely day. I know you're just starting yours. Yeah, cheers to the I'm out, but that's okay. So yeah, enjoy the day. So Kevin's agreeing. Always valuable content, Mike and Jace. Thanks so much for watching from the sidelines.
mm.
We'll definitely after knowledge put you on the list here to jump on one of these episodes for sure. Yeah. Oh, and Attila, new person
Yeah,
joining
my
in.
colleague
Keep it
Attila
going.
is
Yeah.
my
Oh,
my
nice,
colleague.
nice.
Yes.
Well, Michael, I know Michael. Michael lives near me, so thanks so much for joining and tuning in, Michael. Appreciate it. Sorry I couldn't make it to the Vancouver Summit. I was on
Mm.
site for a client thing. And thank you, Balaji. Okay. Well, with that, everybody enjoy your evening, your day, your afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Feel free to reach out again, like Mike said, to him directly through LinkedIn, myself as well. Okay. Have a great day. Talk soon.
Have a
Thanks.
nice day.
Bye.
Bye.